Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're cracking open the wedding album to decode the beautiful, chaotic, and yeah, absolutely hilarious unwritten rules of the big Indian wedding. Okay, let's just jump right in. This feeling, oh my God, it's exactly what hits you when you're flipping through those wedding photos years later, right? You see a picture of yourself and just think, what was even happening in that moment? So what really goes down between all the official stuff? Well, that's what we're here for. We're going to explore the social battlefield. The cast of characters you are guaranteed to meet, and some essential survival tips. And it's all inspired by this amazing, hilarious, animated take on the whole thing. All right, first up, the rituals, and all the drama that comes with them. Because it's not just about saying I do, right? These things look so beautiful and peaceful on the surface, but underneath, there's always a special kind of drama brewing. Take the Mehndi ceremony, for example. It's that pre-wedding ritual where they apply all those intricate henna designs. But it's also, let's be honest, a secret mission to hide the groom's name in there somewhere. Seems simple, right? Party, some henna. But nope, don't be fooled. This is a full-blown operation, and the stakes are surprisingly high. And here's the official process breakdown. Step 1, the request. Please hide Ravi's name somewhere in there. Step 2, the application, done with, surgical precision. Step 3, the big reveal, where poor Ravi has to find his own name. And then, step 4, the aftermath. This is the best part. The bride complains the henna isn't dark enough, which is supposed to be a sign of how much her new family loves her. Yeah, no pressure at all, Ravi. Which, of course, leads to this. My henna didn't darken, so now I can't talk to you, Ravi. When that color isn't super dark, it's basically a 5-alarm fire. And you know what? It's always, somehow, the groom's fault. The logic is just perfect, isn't it? Okay, moving on to the guest gauntlet. Every wedding is its own little ecosystem, right? And you will always find a few key species there. But before we get into our field guide of who's who, we have to talk about the one thing that unites everyone, whether they like it or not. And what is that one thing? You guessed it, the dancing. It's mandatory. It's, for many people, completely terrifying. It's supposed to be this great social equalizer, but let's be real, it's also a huge source of social anxiety for half the people there. Which brings us to our first character profile. Dude, I don't want to dance. Get him! Get the runaway! You know this person. This is the reluctant dancer. Their only goal for the night is to avoid the dance floor at all costs. But it never works. A search party is always formed, they're always found, and they are always dragged kicking and screaming into the middle of the circle. Okay, guest profile number 1, the camera-shy uncle. You've seen him. He's a master of disguise. The second a camera points in his direction, poof, he vanishes. You'll usually find him strategically positioned behind a pillar or a much taller guest. His natural habitat is basically any spot with a 10-foot radius clear of the videographer. And next up, guest profile number 2, the tissue thief. Okay, they're not just taking tissues. They are masters of the buffet raid. They operate under the guise of just, dabbing their mouth, but really, it's a covert mission. Their motto, nobody's looking, fill the purse. It's a swift, silent operation. All right, let's talk about what is, for many, the real main event, the Great Buffet Battle, where may the best plate win. And make no mistake, this isn't just a meal. This is a high-stakes strategic competition. It's an Olympic sport. And every buffet has its own unspoken rules of engagement, right? The line for roti is going to stretch into another dimension. Someone is absolutely going to create a traffic jam right in front of the paneer. The golden rule is you have to eat like you'll never see food again. And you've always got to scope out those hard-to-find food stalls. Then, once you've found the good stuff, you loudly call all your relatives over. Now, this bar chart just perfectly captures the contents of a typical guest's plate. You've got your paneer, you've got your raita, and then you have a literal mountain of everything else. The strategy is simple. Build it high and let everything mix. There are no food boundaries on this plate. The raita is going to get friendly with the noodles, the paneer is going to swim in the dal. It is a beautiful, beautiful mess. And what's the end result? This quote right here. My stomach is going to burst. This is the universal sign of a mission accomplished. It's the highest form of praise you can give the hosts, and it's almost always said right before you stand up to go check out the dessert table. Okay, so beyond the food and the forced dancing, weddings serve another very important function. They are the primary hunting ground for matchmakers. This is an offer you simply can't refuse. And the anatomy of the matchmaking ambush is swift. Let's look at the timeline. At 5:30 p.m., you're just casually talking to a relative. By 5:31, they've mentioned a great prospect for you. 5:32, a photo's already out. And by 5:33, before you can even think of an excuse, you're on a video call. The speed is absolutely breathtaking. There is no escape. And this is where the art of the spin comes in. What you say about yourself and what they hear. Two very different things. So you might say something like, I used to be a laborer because I was helpless. But their introduction of you to the other family is, they're a very down-to-earth person. Your awkward joke gets translated into a glowing resume highlight. It's amazing. And it all culminates in this question. So, should we consider the alliance confirmed? The deal is basically sealed without you even saying yes, often while you're still on that video call just trying to be polite. So, congratulations, I guess. You might be engaged now. Which brings us to this very important number, 1. That's the minimum number of huge, life-altering decisions that will be made on your behalf, completely without your knowledge, at any given wedding.
So you gotta ask, right? It's chaotic, it's overwhelming, it's full of all this social pressure. So why on earth do we love it so much? That's the real question. Because despite all of it, these are the moments that become the memories we treasure the most.
It's really all about that shared experience of the beautiful madness, you know? That's what connects us. It's the collective eye roll when an uncle drags you onto the dance floor. It's that shared feeling of victory when you finally find the hidden Pani Puri stall. And it's the laughing so hard you cry years down the line as you're flipping through the wedding album remembering the whole crazy thing. So, that leaves us with one final question for you. What's the most unforgettable, unspoken rule that you've run into at a big family get-together? Because every family, every wedding, it adds its own unique chapter to the great big rule book. We love to hear yours. Thanks so much for watching.